Did you? Hey, you got another weapon. How long do we know this is going to happen? Because Hollywood's allegedly on a plane right now.
Yeah, it's been in the works a little while. We kind of knew there'd be a run on those wideouts. We really liked some of those guys early, but 6 win the top 18, and so we wanted to be prepared to get a weapon, and it just worked out perfectly for us.
Cliff, how do you keep this under the radar? I mean, this is a big deal, and he's already getting picked up in the plane. Like, how do you not let this out?
It wasn't easy. It's one of those deals where you really wanted to protect it because Baltimore is still drafting at 14, and you didn't want to give anybody a strategic kind of advantage to know that maybe they were going after wideouts. So we just made everybody guarantee that they would keep it under lock and key. There was only about 4 people that knew, and we were able to pull it off.
Well, congratulations on being able to do that in 2022. That's impossible these days. Everybody wants to talk to everybody about everything. Speaking of everything, you guys knew that you didn't have enough weapons. When DeAndre Hopkins got hurt, everything changed. It's like, hey, we need to get a plethora of weapons for Kyler if we really want to make a deep run. Is that why this took place?
That was it. Yeah, we were really playing well, and we had all those guys healthy. Christian Kirk, Rondell, AJ, Hop, obviously. And when we lost Hop, lost Rondell for a little bit, it just kind of changed the dynamic of our offense. And we knew that Hollywood was a playmaker, has unbelievable speed, had 91 catches last year, and really more of a run-based offense. So excited to put him in our system and kind of see where it goes.
How have you matured, do you think, as a play caller in the NFL? And with all these weapons, how do you keep everybody happy, Cliff? Hey, how do you keep everybody happy, Cliff, including Kyler?
You don't, because every play Hop is basically cussing me out, telling me he's wide open, and I don't know why. He literally tells me, I don't know why you make this shit so hard. All you got to do is throw me the ball. So it's a nonstop battle, but that's a good problem to have. I would say as far as evolving, the college game, it's a bigger field. The tempo, you can kind of just get lined up and spread people out and take advantage of space. This isn't like that. You better be able to find matchups, scheme some people up, and be consistent in your approach.
All right, speaking of, you guys are supposed to be insiders. We rely on the likes of you and other networks, insiders, to let us know what's going on around the NFL, because we don't have those connections.
No, we don't. Not at all.
If we had those connections, we would hope to give back to the sports media world. Hollywood Brown was traded from the Ravens to the Cardinals a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
He was on a plane from Vegas yesterday, during the day, before the even draft, to get to Arizona. How did nobody know about this, Ian? And how do you think the Baltimore Ravens fans are handling this entire thing?
Well, I think for the Baltimore Ravens fans, Eric DeCosta has done good enough work, really good work over the last decade or so, that they should probably trust that he knows what he's doing. You're right, though. This was like ultimate secrecy. And I think for Hollywood Brown, he kind of mentioned it. Like, he tried to do it the right way. He requested a trade, had actually done it a couple times during his second season, during his third season. It was about the offense. It was about getting to a place where he could thrive and flourish. But for the Ravens, I think what they wanted was and I think people knew the Ravens always need receivers and looking for receivers and draft receivers. I think Eric DeCosta really wanted people to think that, really wanted people to kind of think that he was picking or thinking that he was going to take a receiver, or kind of, he wanted the uncertainty there. He didn't want it to get out that they were trading him just so people would kind of have like a guessing game as far as where he was actually picking. So from what I understand, it was basically like, we're going to do a deal. We're going to trade Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals. And if it gets out, we're not doing it.
Oh, really?
And so everyone involved kept it secret. I didn't find out, honestly, like some of these things I found out about early, like AJ Brown, I found out about yesterday, probably 2 that it was in the works. This one I did not know, just because everyone kept it so private.
You and Cliff Kingsbury, obviously very close friends.
Yeah.
Came in here.
Together, yeah.
My guy.
I've seen group text messages with you and Cliff Kingsbury. Sure. Like, I've seen them, okay? Like, you guys, very tight. He told us only 4 people, and Ian Rappaport's reporting maybe 6 people, including Tori Dahn and his agent and Hollywood Brown being a part of it. Only 4 people knew about that, but that was weeks in advance. DaCosta said, if that gets out, we are canceling the deal. So everybody was kind of locked, tight, sealed. We need to keep this thing in. That never happens in 2022. Did you get an inkling that the Cardinals were up to something? I assume you did. You just didn't know exactly what it was?
I'll tell you this. Okay, because I'm not going to put anyone in a tough spot. About a month ago.
Oh, geez, Drake, you're going to put somebody in a tough spot. There's only 4 people that fucking knew, so there are 3 people who are going to know.
Cliff and I went through the draft because it was post-combine and it was about to be post-free agency. And he was like, these fucking wide receivers are awesome. And there's a lot of them. And we have 23. And we went through, and he's like, there's no way I'm getting one of these guys. There's just no way. So he knew that Jamison Williams, who he loved, and he knew that Olave, who he loved, and he knew that Wilson and London were going to be gone. I don't think he might necessarily expected Burks and Dotson also to be gone. So they had a plan. I respect the hell out of it. They had a plan. Let's go make a plan and get a wide receiver. That player individually, Marquise Brown, was highlighted. This is one of Kyler's best friends from college, and it's also a guy that absolutely torched Cliff when they were in college playing against each other, Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Cliff circled this one, and I mean, they had to keep it quiet. I did not know the trade was going down. I did know that they were going wide receiver one way or another. They were going to figure this thing out, and they got their wide receiver. And I know that Kyler, as well as Cliff, is very happy this morning.